Well, hello there, traveler. Been on the road all day. Why don't you come in, sit by the fire, and I'll tell you a story. Blacksmithing is a trade that has much historical significance, and contrary to many people's opinions, it still has a lot of relevance today. In the past, blacksmiths were relied on to make everything from axes, swords, everyday hardware like hinges, gates. They're a necessary part of society, and the basic fundamentals of blacksmithing, they haven't changed since the beginning. And you can still do it the same way that they did back in the medieval ages, and that's what we do here on the channel. I love making stuff, I enjoy the process. There's nothing as fulfilling as just taking something completely raw and making it into something usable and beautiful. Blacksmithing has been extremely crucial for the development of society throughout history. And in a large way now it's kind of been forgotten. Two reasons I would encourage anybody to get back into the craft today is, number one, I think that your future self will thank you for having learned that practical skill in the times we live in. And number two, it's awesome. And number three, I'm not against new inventions, but I think that anything that disconnects you from that hands-on application of work and thought and just putting your mind and skill into something is long-term doing you and the world a disservice. The enjoyment and the fulfillment that you will get, or at least that I get, from blacksmithing is unmatched in any other craft I've ever done or any other sort of work. It's amazing because you're taking your mind and you're shaping this, and it's different every time, believe me. You're shaping this piece of metal, you pull it out of the forge and you're striking it, you're trying to shape it into what you see in your mind, and it always comes out a little different than how you think it would, but sometimes it's better. I'd also like to mention that if you're one of those people out there that's thinking, well, yeah, you know, it's kind of sad, the craft gets left behind, but we move on and we make new stuff and it can't be stopped. I'd like to suggest to you that that's not true, because technology has been stopped before. And I'm not going to divulge on a history lesson right now, but if you go and do your history, technology has been stopped before, and it can be again. And when it's harmful, it should be, and it can be. It's funny, because so many people nowadays, it's like they think that back in the day people were filthy and dirty and stupid, and like they didn't have any brains before they had schools, and I think it's, in a lot of ways, it's kind of the opposite. It's kind of funny. As a person that grows and in many ways makes my own food and has livestock and a farm, I can tell you that the food that they would have had back then, the food they would have grown for themselves, beats the stuff in the modern market by a million. When they came out with computers, they said that, you know, it would give us more time and free us up and we'd be able to get out of the cities and such. But I would argue that all it did was really fill it up. And I don't think that everything it's done is bad. I mean, look at me here, a YouTuber. But I think that blacksmithing is a wonderful way to reconnect with that sort of old, peaceful, more basic life. I genuinely think it's a wonderful craft, and if you're interested in getting into it, I have a lot of videos on the channel that'll help you out. And for now, farewell, wherever you fare.